Time for the June haul and wrap up. I have some books to show you. I read a lot of books. I bought a lot of books. Are we ready? Some of these are secondhand books that I unhauled books to, which I already have shown you. It was last month's unhaul. I'll link it down below in case you're interested. So I took those books to a used bookstore and then I got store credit. So some of that's from that, and then some of this is just me being not able to control myself. There's a hair on my face. Let's do this. These are in no particular order because they're in a pile and I'm not going to fix the pile to be used bookstore and new, and we're just dealing with it. The first book I have here is from the used bookstore and it was What Dreams May Come by Richard Matheson, and this is now a movie and the movie is amazing, and I didn't know it was a book and I saw this in the used bookstore and I was like, I'm buying it. So I'm excited to read this because the movie is amazing. I have here a new book that I bought from Target and it is Confess by Colleen Hoover. Look at that cover. It's my first Colleen Hoover book that I own.
Oh my gosh, it's got stuff on it. That makes it so much better. The splatters are 3D. So is the name Colleen Hoover.
This is my first Colleen Hoover book that I own, my second Colleen Hoover that I will read. I'm excited about it. This is from the used bookstore. It is Let It Snow by John Green, Maureen Johnson, and Lauren Miracle. And I am just excited to read this during the holidays, so I couldn't pass it by. Even though it was June when I bought it. It's June now. And I still was too excited to not buy it. I also picked up from the used bookstore Impulse by Ellen Hopkins. You can see here that it's a little bit ripped and that's because it's used. That's why it was cheap. I really love Ellen Hopkins books. They're really great. I haven't read Impulse before, I don't think, but this one is 3 lives, 3 different paths to the same destination. Aspen Springs, a psychiatric hospital for those who have attempted the ultimate act, suicide. Ellen Hopkins writes some really deep shit, so this next book is a new book and it is beautiful and I'm so excited. Court Thorns and Roses. That's all I have to say. Okay, this next book is from the used bookstore and it is Legend by Marie Lu, but look at the great condition. It's still shiny. There's no weird things happening on the edges, and the beautiful. Also from the used bookstore, and it is Between Shades of Grey by Ruta Sepetas. I can't say that name. Historical retelling. I always think of 50 Shades of Grey when I hear the name of this book, but I really want to read it every time anyone says what it's about. I have been looking for this book in this edition for so long. I finally found it. I think it's from Abe Books. Yeah, it is. So it is Abrat by Clive Barker, and I'm a little bit annoyed because I bought this new and it has a rip on it. I'm so irritated, but I'm not giving it back because I literally spent like hours looking for this edition, which is the illustrated one and the heavy paperback. I'm excited I have it. I'm really excited. I've read this already, but I want to reread it because I haven't read the sequel yet and I own the sequel. And next book I got from Molly Likovich. We did a book trade and I gave her Wanderlove by Kristen Hubbard and she gave me Zeros by Scott Westerfeld, which is an arc from BookCon. It comes out September 15th. September 2015, not 15th, and I'm so excited about it. I love Scott Westerfeld, and now I have another one of his books, and the next book is also a book. It's new from a bookstore, and it's Afterworlds by Scott Westerfeld. I'm singing really weird. It's a thing, and I'm excited, and I'm so excited to read these. Also, I do have to say that I'm a little annoyed though because I bought this book at a bookstore and it had a sticker on it and the sticker is not coming off, so the T is not the same length on this side as on this side, and I'm annoyed about it. Stupid stickers. Why do they put stickers on paper? Like, it's paper. It's going to stick to it. These are books. Don't put stickers on them. Ugh. That's my haul. Those are all the books I bought in June. I went a little crazy. It was kind of fun. Now I want to do my wrap up for the month. So the first book I finished in June, very early in June, was City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. Why did I not know that name? I don't know. Absolutely loved it. It was amazing. Oh my god, it was so good. So I started this in May and then finished it in June. And then the next book that I picked up right after it was City of Fallen Angels by Cassandra Clare, which is the 4th book. I also liked this book. It was frustrating because of what's happening in it. Definitely frustrating to read because it's just like, Claire and Jace, you just got together, finally, like perfection. And then you're fighting? Like, why are you fighting? Stop that. What are you doing? It was so annoying. It felt very like second book syndrome-y because of that. But other than that, I really, really enjoyed this story, this plot line and stuff. That was really, really cool. The Selection by Kiera Cass. I read most of this before the Bibliothon started. I started reading this and then the Bibliothon started and I finished it on the first day of the Bibliothon. I'm obsessed with this series. It's so good. I love it so much. America Singer is annoying as shit. And I also really fucking hate Aspen. But I love the world. I love like how it's being figured out and oh, it's so good. I just love it so much, even though I don't really like the main characters. So there's that. So then the Bibliothon started. I finished the Selection. So the next book I read was Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, and it was so good. Honestly, I like Eleanor and Park better than Fangirl of the two. I've also read Landline, and Landline's probably my 3rd favorite. I liked this book. I definitely liked it. It was good. It was enjoyable. A quick read. Didn't like how the ending didn't give us the ending of the fan fiction that Kath is writing throughout the entire story, but I also didn't like some of the lengths of how long the fan fiction portions were when Kath would read out loud to Levi. It was too long and I just wanted to get back to the story. But then once the story was wrapped up, that's what I wanted to read, not her story that is separate from the fan fiction which is in it. I was kind of disappointed about that, but altogether, great book. It's very fun-loving, very cute, very adorable. I absolutely loved it. Girl Interrupted by Susanna Kaysen, which is a memoir by Susanna Kaysen about her time in a mental institute, and it was fucking weird. It was so good, but it was so weird. I'm not even gonna go into it. It was so good though. I really loved it. If you're into reading books about like mental disorders and crazy people, then you should read it. If that's really intense and a like trigger warning, then I suggest not reading it. Then I picked up Paper Towns by John Green. This was a reread for me, and honestly I wouldn't have reread it if it wasn't the pick for the group book for the Bibliothon. I would not have ever reread this. I'm kind of glad I did because I didn't hate it as much this time around, but I still hate the ending. Like the last 22 pages, which is after the road trip ends, lame. I love the beginning section where they go on their adventure together. The middle part is kind of slow for me, and then the 3rd part, the road trip, was great. It's so funny, and then they find what they're looking for and it's just like, oh. Not my favorite John Green book, to be sure. I definitely love The Fault in Our Stars the most. Like, I read An Abundance of Catherines and Paper Towns, and those two do not compare to The Fault in Our Stars. But I do love the writing of it, most of it. Like, it's really funny, so it's not necessarily like a don't read this book. It's just like, it's kind of disappointing at the end. It's just not, it did not give me the feels that I wanted to feel. Then I picked up The Shadowhunters Codex by Cassandra Clare and Joshua Lewis. My favorite part of this book is the illustrations. They are beautiful. Beautiful illustrations. I absolutely loved that part. My second favorite part are the notes that are given by Jace, Clary, and Simon throughout the story, but I read everything and it was so interesting to read. Learning about the different kinds of demons and the warlock, werewolf, vampire, and fae sections were my favorite parts, I think, but all of it was just really good. So I absolutely loved that one as well. And then I picked up Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I hated it. What? Felt the feels. It was so good. It was so good. I just love this book so much. I love all of them so much. So it was a quick read. It was easy for me. And now I just want to read all of them, but I'm not going to because I want to read them during the winter. I started The Elite by Kiera Cass. and I'm currently on page 237. There are 323 pages, so a little bit less than 90 pages to go. I might end up finishing this before July 1st because it is currently June 29th, so I have a few days to read it, but I am going to be pretty busy, so I don't know if I'm going to finish this in June, but I might. So this is just what I'm currently reading, and that is the end of the wrap-up. It has been a great month for reading. I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books in June. Holy shit. Oh, yay, I did it. So these are the books I read during the month of June, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. I'm gonna set these down because my arm hurts. Comment down below what you read this month, what was your favorite book of the month, and all of that jazz, and I will see you guys very soon, Tuesday or Thursday, whatever day comes next, with a new video. Bye!